Taurus.
Hello Taurus, this is your August forecast, and we have a super special forecast because we got 2 eclipses going on this month, which will really bring in a game changer. So I'd like to suggest too, even if you don't always listen to your moon or rising sign reading, I would say do so this month, because the axis of the both the solar and the lunar eclipse, where I'm going to give you this forecast, is showing up in one area of your chart, but in your moon and rising sign reading, that axis will show other places in your chart where you're going to be targeted and triggered for these eclipses. Now eclipses, we got to look at them as gifts from the universe, even though they might also bring upon some endings, which the lunar eclipse normally does. It eclipses anything out of our life that no longer is pertinent to our growth. So whatever needs to go, you know, and we want to be open to it. When it shuts the door, it's because it's opening up a new door. It's creating more room, not just in our consciousness, but also in our space around us. So let's talk about these eclipses first before we get into the month. But the full moon, lunar eclipse, August 7th, is taking place for you in your career. So expect something to end. It could be the end of a project or a concept that you're working on. Some of you might change, shift jobs. Whatever's coming to an end is for a reason. Now I know this can sound a little scary to you, especially because Taurus is really into security and wanting to make sure we have what we need. But like I said, it's gifts from the universe. It sees down the timeline that you don't see here now, but the universe knows where you're heading, right? So on the 7th, just pay attention to what's going on, and know that on the new moon, which is coming up on the 21st, is a solar eclipse. And this has the power of several moons all together as it starts up, opening up new doors, new opportunities, and where? This will be in your 4th house. So it has to do with home, it has to do with family. So put the two of them together, where we have career and we have home. I can foresee that some of you, of course not all of you, but some of you Taurus might just find yourself moving, getting a new job where you might move. That's new beginnings in the home area. The 4th house rules real estate, buying, selling, and so forth. So some of you might find yourself buying a new piece of property and letting go of the old, maybe moving closer to work, or maybe the other way around. Maybe you'll let go of your job to work closer to where you live. You'll just have to see how this is going to play out. The 4th house has to do with family. There could be new beginnings in the family. It might be news of pregnancy, new child coming in, right? So, or it could be new beginnings for your parents, for example. Anyhow, this is a wonderful month. People are going to come from far to come see the eclipses here on the U.S. soil. It doesn't come around very often. It's going to be decades to next time. But the path is beautiful. Just protect your eyes, and we're in for it. It's going to be fantastic. Now, we have also your main focus this month is going to be on your home. This is because the sun is passing through the 4th house alongside with Mars. So I see action. I can see there's a lot of things being done on the home front, whether this has to do with any projects. You know, maybe you're going to redo your home, painting, clear out the garage, but a lot of physical energy is going to be put into this area. So I see you being very, very active. Your focus is there because the sun is there, and that's where your attention is. And that is also where the new moon solar eclipse is showing up at 28 degrees. So if you have any other planets at 28 degrees around your chart, this solar eclipse will be hitting off, ricocheting on them as well. Venus this month is in your 3rd house. Venus is all about love, romance, doing the things that we love to do, all those heartfelt things. And the 3rd house has to do with motion. So maybe this month you can find yourself taking a couple of road trips, or just a lot of to and fro. activities. Third house is also siblings, so there might be some more interaction with one or more of your siblings. Venus is in the sign of Cancer, and Cancer is all about wanting to nurture these connections, right? So you're going to feel it more heartfelt this month, and you're being very active within the home. So maybe there could be some family reunions for a few of you, and you will totally enjoy it. On the 4th, we have Jupiter and Pluto. They're squaring off on each other, Taurus. Jupiter wants always to expand, and she's picking up speed, or he, all depending on the gender of Jupiter. But I see it also as a provider with generosity, expansion, all the good things. But Pluto is saying, hey, stop a moment. Do you really want this or not? Pluto is the pivotal point of transformation in our lives. So we have some decisions that we need to look at on the 4th. On the 10th, Mercury, which is the messenger of news, is bringing in beautiful news from Venus, which rules money and romance. So you could have some beautiful interactions under text, tweets, emails, phone calls, that kind of thing here today. And it should be really good news, not just because Venus is involved, your ruler, by the way, but also because the Sun and Jupiter are beautifully aligned. And the Sun is you. Jupiter is all about enthusiasm and optimism and so forth. So there's a plethora of beautiful energies on the 10th. On the 12th, circle this on your calendar, because not only do we have love and romance represented by Venus, but also in a beautiful alignment with Neptune, which is Venus on steroids. It's the higher octave of Venus. Now, when these two interact, well, we're just feeling that we have these out-of-body experiences of joy and happiness and beauty. So, yes, it's a soulmate signature. So that's how you're going to feel. You want to put the music on, the candle, have a beautiful dinner. If you're single, well, don't sit home. When we have this, you might just come to meet somebody very important to you and your future. On the 13th, I'm sensing that this is a day where you're going to feel very sober in your decisions. Okay, the Sun represents you, and Saturn is in the picture, and with a beautiful golden trine. So whatever you decide, whatever instances take place today, Saturn will look out for the long run. There's a longevity connected. Anytime we have Saturn in a good aspect, it's grounding you, anchoring something down, which is great. Saturn for you is in your 8th house, which has to do with money. Not necessarily your paycheck, your income, but your savings, your investments, the monies that you share with your partner, your significant other, and so forth. And Saturn is about now to go direct. Not quite yet. That will be on the 26th. But it's coming down to slow, so it's not really retrograding, even though technically it's still retrograde. But you can come to see here that this might have to do with a home situation, mortgages and so forth. Maybe a new mortgage will be in the works for you, a refinance, which can really look out for the long run for the family here on the 13th. On the 17th, don't expect too much. If you are hopeful for some feedback, Venus and Jupiter are square. They're both really pleasant planets, even when they are negatively or challenged in their aspect. Venus rules money and Jupiter the expansion of it, but there's a decision that needs to be made, or maybe somebody's not getting back to you as quickly. But don't worry, don't fret over this. It's passing relatively quickly, because already on the 20th, Mars, which is in your home area, is powering up dynamically, very focused on getting things cleared out, right? So you're a powerhouse of energy, and Jupiter is now beautifully aligned. This Jupiter for you is in, which house? In your 6th house. So that's your day-to-day activity. And it's also your work area, not necessarily your career per se, but how you're working. So I'm feeling that you're clearing things out, organizing, getting things done, boxing things up if you're thinking about moving, and the work people, workforce around you, they should be very, very helpful on this day. So here we are on the 21st. Now this solar eclipse, this new moon. Remember, new moons are always when we place our intentions. But having this new moon right now in your fourth house, which has to do with roots, family, and so forth, these seeds that we plant normally on any new moon, it has the power of many moons, okay? So this is a fantastic new moon aspect because of the solar eclipse. So make sure to take some time off to just ponder, meditate, focus, you know. It's really time to get that vision board up on the wall with the things that it is you truly want, because this is all about programming where it is we want to end up down the road. On the 22nd, Mars and Saturn, they are beautifully aligned in a trine. Mars in that fourth house, your money house, the 8th house here. If you have been waiting for some response, say return on an application or also a loan, a mortgage, a refinance or something, here we have the green light. You're ready to go, key in the door, a fantastic day, and talk about just one day after this solar eclipse. And remember, the solar eclipse are new beginnings. Here you have your new beginning, the gift from the universe to you here, Taurus. On the 24th, if you have dates set up, expect there could be some delays. Maybe you have to take a rain check. Don't get too disappointed. It's a fast-moving aspect. It's just one of those things. Sometimes it doesn't always come together and gel. So maybe, you know, look at what else you can do on that day, and maybe that was the whole intention of the delay, so that you can focus on whatever it is that comes to you. 27th, though, Jupiter and Saturn, they are together in a 6th house, meaning a harmonious aspect. So again, I'm seeing how money forces for you are great. And it's also perhaps an investment that you might purchase that can help you in your renovations at home. So new equipment, whatever it is. But this is something you won't regret, because once you have it, you'll have it for years to come. So I feel the money spent here could be a really, really treasure for you. So go listen to your moon, your rising sign, and you know what I do want to say, don't go yet. What I do want to say too, since we have these two eclipses and they're quite powerful, right? Come back and comment on what it did for you, you know, after this lunar eclipse on the 7th, because you can't comment on it yet. If you're listening earlier, it hasn't happened yet, right? But come back and write your comments so your fellow Taurians can see what it did for you. You could read what it did for them, so you can all get on one page. Same thing when we have this solar eclipse there on the 21st. What new beginnings happened? It's like on that lunar eclipse you had endings. What ended for you, Taurus, on the 7th? What came in as new beginnings? Love, love, love to hear those comments so others can share it with you. And so now I will let you go, and I'll see you there in September. Bye now.